Hello folks, how are you? It's Todd from Anonymous Newfoundland Canada, coming at you live from Notre Dame Bay. The reason I'm coming on today, it's March, we gotta look, 5th, 2020. And if you watch the news today, or any day for the longest while, you'll notice that this world isn't a nice place, and there's a lot of things happening, and it's happening quick, and we don't have a lot of time to protect ourselves or our culture or our country, and we need to do something soon. And I don't know if I'm the guy to do it, but I really want to be a guy to help do it. I have this idea of creating a party called the Newfoundland Republic Party. A party is for the people of Newfoundland, not for Canada, not for anyone else, but just the people from Newfoundland. And I talk to you as a man that comes from a settler's family. We didn't immigrate here. And as a true Newfoundlander, my father was a Newfie. My grandfather was a Newfie. My great-grandfather was a Newfie. They were all born before we joined Canada. I don't know if you noticed, but Canada is robbing us blind. Our children, our grandchildren to come, our great-grandchildren, they're not going to have a good life. They're not going to have any life at all. Just look at the prices of things, and look at what our politicians have done. For 20 years, you can go back through the media and see promise after promise after promise being broken and never coming true. And in all that time too, they keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing money. And what most people here in Newfoundland don't realize is that we, the people, we're the, what would you say, collateral. The government uses us as collateral to borrow money off a foreign bank. That's why when you go to the government website, you can look up and see that, oh God, every man and woman and child in Newfoundland has a national debt of $21,000 or $29,000 or something in that area. Sorry about that. But we'd really love to get some people to come together with me. I'm not the smartest cat in the world. I do know a few things. I also know that our legal system needs to change. Our CMP need to be either re-educated or kicked off the island for treason. There's a lot of Newfoundlanders that own automobiles, and they never ever do use them for taxis or for any kind of commercial use at all. And they've been giving away money for years and years and years to fund these pigs, I call them, person in government services. So they can have their shiny bet cars and whatever hell else they need. We don't have this great big huge crime rate here in Newfoundland, so we could probably close down a lot of these cop shops anyway. But I just don't think it's right for us to be robbed, for our rights to be given away. I'm not a Canadian. I would never has to be one. Like I said, my father was born in the Republic of Newfoundland. I was raised on the history of those men, a lot of them that we lost overseas, a full generation. And they fought for our rights. They didn't fight for government rules. They didn't fight for great jobs and masters. They fought for our rights to be free, because if Hitler would have got here, we wouldn't have had no rights. We wouldn't have had no freedom. But if you look now, you can see we don't have any rights anymore, and we don't have any freedom. And I'm not picking on Newfoundlanders, but most Newfoundlanders have never taken the time to read the Constitution of Canada, to read the Declaration of Human Rights and Freedoms, the Bill of Rights, any of these charters that give us our rights. They were created as a boundary between us and our governments, and rules for the government so they couldn't harm us or make us serfs again like we were in Europe before we came to this land. The media is totally out against us, especially if you're white. And you're not allowed to be proud to be white. That would make you a racist. I don't agree with that. I'm a white nationalist, but I'm not a racist. I just believe in a white nation. I believe white people have a right to have a country or a piece of land where they all live together in one just as much as any other people can do. I have no intention of going to China and trying to multiculturalize it. But what we've done is wrong. We've allowed people to come into our country and we haven't made them members of our country. And the government has used that in their favor. Not the people that come here, because they're beautiful people. Whatever that's set up here has already been set up here. And the government makes new rules and changes things around and robs us more, and we don't notice it, of course. And they don't teach our children anything about our history, not our true history, especially when it comes to rights, law. And I want to change that. Newfoundland can be a very prosperous place, can be a very educated place. It used to be a place with a lot of very IQ, educated men and women. Since we've joined Canada, we went downhill, and none has been good for us. I honestly believe it was the worst mistake we ever made. And I just want to do something to try to take Newfoundland back. I'm not going to use the Trump slogan, make Newfoundland great again. This island will always be great. My goal is to make the people of Newfoundland great again. So they don't live in fear. They don't live with lies and be robbed and abused by politicians and people with phony education systems. Because what's the good of a PhD if you don't know your rights? So that's about it for now. Anonymous Newfoundland Canada News out. Please come check me out on my YouTube channel or Facebook. And let's make a positive difference and show the world that we're proud to be Newfoundlanders. That's who we are. And we're not going to let Canada destroy our culture and our race. So one day our great-great-grandchildren will wake up on this island and there will be no such thing as Newfoundland at all. Thank you for your time.